All right. I think I am good to go. Let's see. What's up, Alor? Yeah, I'm glad I like PoE too. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having fun playing the game that I've chosen to play. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this build as well. I've played it a little bit since the last time, so I've shifted things around. It's still not quite right. Maybe some viewers will have some ideas. I don't just want a net deck though, so like I don't know if I just want like, oh, here's what everyone else is doing. It's hard because the reality is there's probably only one or two ways to make it really good. And I guess it's just information. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I am having a lot of fun with this. So, okay, let's see. I'm gonna give the stream another minute before I start blasting. So anyway, I started blasting. Wait, what? Oh, I'm in town. Right, I got to Act 2 Cruel. That's what happened. That's what happened.
So this is the Visteri. I'm no stranger to slaying beasts. Aye.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. So right now, ooh, 29 fire resistance. That's pretty high. Cold and mana leech. Is that probably worth happing? Happing? What did I just? Probably worth having, I think is what my brain was trying to say. And it failed horribly. But only the one way to make it completely busted. Exactly. I would love a ring and amulet stash tab that, like, obviously they're not going to stack, but it would organize them by type. And then you could have, you know, you could like have a bunch of radio buttons basically where you're selecting which ones are showing up or not. And then you could look through your, you could peruse your, you know, all your cold resistance rings or whatever. Anyway, so what I've done with my build is I've gone to pretty much only using Lightning Spear for damage. And then I've got Herald of Thunder, which is great. We were using that last time, and Wind Dancer. And then, because Volt has made it completely busted. Volt is just dumb. And having Volt basically means that I clear an entire screen in one shot because it chains 3 times, assuming I've traveled the full amount. And so all of the, now the Lightning Spear itself doesn't chain, but all the projectiles that it makes do chain. And so it fires a bunch of bolts at targets within a 5-meter radius, and then all of those have triple chaining. And that's just nuts. And then on top of that, it has a super high chance to shock, which is awesome. Which makes Herald of Thunder go nuts, because that's just bolting the next 3 attack hits after I kill a shocked enemy. So then that hits everything. And that even has, if Herald of Thunder happens to shock something, then that has a 50% chance to shock things near them. It's all pretty great. But the thing that I'm not good at is single target damage. I've really been struggling with boss fights, and I'm trying the Stormlance plus Explosive Spear thing again and I'm doing supported skills deal less damage but fires 2 additional projectiles, so that with Stormlance I only have to shoot it once, and I know it's dealing less damage, but I'm getting 3 of them, so it essentially deals double the damage of one shot, and that way I can just immediately, you know, chuck my Explosive Spear and then chuck that, and then it triggers, and kind of just keep doing that, you know, and keep repeating that. But the problem is, I still am not sure if that's more damage than just chucking my regular Lightning Spear at full speed, because this thing is nuts. Anyway. So that's that, and then yeah, we'll see if we can make our single target better. I've worked on my resistances a bit with all this. I got this awesome unique that gives you these fragile regrowth charges when you haven't been hit, and it regenerates 5% max life per second and 100% increased mana regen. So it makes your sustain nuts if you can just not get hit for a few seconds. So that's pretty awesome. And then, I don't know, I've got some other stuff that happened. I think I got a better spear that does a good amount of damage with physical. Unfortunately, it's fire damage instead of lightning, but it still is more damage than anything else I've gotten. And then I can pop barrage to throw even more lightning spears if we want to. And then, of course, we mark targets when we need to. But yeah, I'm still just not really sure, like, single target wise what to do. I've looked into some other things, and I can't seem to figure out a better way to do a ton of single target damage with projectiles specifically. There's another level 12. I've got a lot of level 12 skill gems. They've been dropping like candy. The other thing is, like, when we get a frenzy charge, it's even better, because when you get a frenzy charge, what does it do when you get a frenzy charge? I don't even remember. Consumes a frenzy charge to cause the main spear to split into multiple copies, each of which then bursts. It's nuts. And I don't know how that deals with chain. I assume it chains from there, or it might not. I don't know. But when you consume a frenzy charge and you've got Volt charged up, it's pretty nuts. Well, those are allies. That's why they're not dying. I was like, what is going on? Alright, so we're looking for Wrathbreaker here. But yeah, this build is just so satisfying to play. Oh, look at it. It's just glorious. Everything dies, lightning flies everywhere. It's glorious.
Fancy seeing you here.
Oh look, a spirit. Okay, one thing I have found I really don't like about this Asmeri Spirit thing is if you've already explored most of a map, it can run you across the entire map trying to find a rare, and it's so, like, frustrating to just be like, oh my gosh. Like, it's nice that it leads you to a rare, I guess, but it's just really annoying to have to run across the entire map. Like, just spawn a rare for me or something. Ooh, an ultimatum. Not that I'm gonna run it, but I'll take it, I guess. Is this it? Did we do it? I think we did. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can take down our first boss of the stream without dying. Also, there's this noise. Aelor, you might know. It might be hard to hear. But there's kind of a pew kind of noise that happens. And I don't know what it means. So yeah, I think that deals more damage than my lightning spear single target. But I don't really know the best way to test it, because they haven't given us a training dummy yet. No, it's not about Cull. Because it happens a bunch in a boss fight with only the boss. And I definitely am not able to kill the boss when they're at 90% health. So it's not that. I'm pretty confident. If it is, then it's a bug, and the noise isn't showing up when these enemies get to low life. There's the blue flame thing, but there's no noise. So, yeah. It's not that. I don't know what it is. But it's mainly annoying because I don't know what it is. It's kind of oh, that was sarcasm. I see. Classic. Are you going to complain about LTN while you're at it? Yeah, it's hard to notice the noise. It's probably easier if I were to do a boss fight without any additional enemies and stuff. That was a little longer. You'd probably start to hear it happen throughout the fight. I also hear it's when I'm doing the spears. And I don't know exactly what it represents. Wow, 2 ultimatums in a row, huh? That's just peachy. Didn't hear the sound at all. Ooh, Exalted Orb. Yes, please. You also might be noticing my attack speed is way higher, and that's because it is. On the passive tree, I went ahead to this area and this area, so we've got 16% increased skill speed, which I still don't understand how skill speed... I mean, it's basically attack speed, because everything I do is a skill attack. So as far as I can tell, it's basically the same thing. So we've got that, and then we went around this path to get this thing. That's 1% increased attack speed per 250 accuracy, plus there's a lot of increased accuracy rating here. And then we've got this one, which is another 3% attack speed with spears, so it's all added up to a lot of attack speed recently, I think. And this one is also attack speed. 2%, 2%, 2%, 6%, and all of those also increase accuracy rating, which further increases attack speed. So I have all of the accuracy. What is my accuracy? Yeah, 1600, so that's another 6% attack speed just from accuracy. So that's all adding up to quite a bit of attack speed compared to what I had before. Yeah, I have Voltaic Mark. I'm using that on... It just doesn't do that much for single target. Voltaic Mark is weird. It feels like something that would be good to have that kind of automatically casts on enemies sometimes, because a lot of the utility of Voltaic Mark is for the explode on death part, which doesn't matter at all against bosses. Where am I going, by the way? Oh, I'm done with this zone. That's why I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off. The only thing it actually does against a boss is it increases the shock damage increase. But not by like a ton, so it's probably worth using still, but it's not, you know, we're talking a few % faster clear rate using it on a boss versus not. It's not going to be anything massive like 20 or 50%. So yeah, I'm looking for ways to kill... Marks don't fall off? They definitely do. They only last for 8 seconds. It says right on the skill. Well, it says right on the skill over here.
To move from one hunting ground
Maybe
to the
other
next.
marks last forever. You might be thinking of the blood one is paused as long as the enemy is bleeding. But this one isn't paused as long as the enemy is shocked. So that isn't quite fair in my mind, but whatever. Maybe it was too good.
Goodbye.
Because then you would just basically only have to cast it once on a boss, maybe. And they didn't like that. I don't know. But all that to say, I have kind of two skills that I'm only using for bosses right now, so those could be switched out for anything. As far as actual other skill options, they're just... Well, I just unlocked these two. It's possible these are useful somehow. What the heck is glory? Build glory by heavy stunning enemies? Yeah, that's not going to happen very often. And this is a melee, so yeah, these kind of aren't going to do much for me. I just don't know how to kill bosses faster. There might be a couple passives I can take on the tree, potentially. Or maybe taming a certain beast instead of using my dodge. What's up, Dave? I finished Act 3, and then we are now in Act 2, Cruel. So I played a good bit last night. Wow, that's a lot of resistances. Unfortunately, I'm already maxed on cold.
With a bit more muscle, maybe.
And I'm not strong enough. How much strength do I have? 28? Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Yeah, I thought about it as I was facing the boss, but it was such an easy fight. I don't know. I feel like the Act 3 boss is a little bit of a letdown, to be honest. From a coolness perspective, it's A+, but from a the actual fight perspective, it's quite easy. I feel like the Act 2 boss is the most interesting in terms of the mechanics. Like, it was kind of a long fight, because, like I've talked about, I'm struggling with single target damage, but it wasn't that interesting.
No need to rush.
But yeah, I'm just excited to get to maps, so I figured I'd rather play a little bit more off-stream and get to maps sooner than not play off-stream, but then play slower. Because I'm addicted.
Goodbye.
You guys know how that goes.
Browse as all right.
Alright, let's get rid of all our crap.
Warm nights.
And then I'm putting all my runes in this tab. You just failed third ascendancy? Yeah, the third ascendancy I also have failed a few times back in League 1. In fact, did I ever get my third ascendancy? I might not. I can't remember if I ever got to it or not.
Move swiftly.
I tried it twice with the Trial of the Sekimas, which you guys know I hate. The idea of doing that whole thing 3 times, oh my gosh. I tried it once or twice and failed, and I was like, nope, never again. So I was waiting until the Trial Master, and I can't remember if I ever ended up beating that or not. Because you have to be, you know, back in League 1, you had to be like level 75 or whatever to finally start doing it. But now that we can do the Trial Master one sooner, I'm very excited about that. I will wait till update for the third ascendancy. I mean, it's gonna be like in the next few days, right? So the update will probably be out before I get to level 65. Maybe not. Where are we going? This one? But yeah, I'm just not sure what to do for single target damage. Maybe there's a passive somewhere that's gonna get me what we're looking for. Or maybe I need like a bow skill or something. Maybe I need to switch over and look at... Here, let me just hold a skill gem. Am I wrong that you can't just look at skills without having a skill gem to click on? Because I would really like if there was a button somewhere that you could click to just view all skills. It kind of feels weird to me that you have to have a skill gem. And I could be missing it, but I don't know how to do it, I guess, if you can. Anyway, so with bow, what could I use? Let me look at things that do lightning-based stuff. So there's lightning arrow. That's also about fires beams at enemies near the target. Stormcaller arrow, electrocuting arrow. Huh. That could be interesting. Because that could attach, hitting an enemy will attach an electrocuting rod to them, causing all incoming lightning damage to build up electrocution. That could be strong. Detonating arrow. It's fire damage though. Fires of lightning, homes in on enemies afflicted by lightning ailments. That seems to be all about hitting multiple enemies. Without really knowing what any of these do, I'm feeling like my best bet is going to be electrocuting arrow or magnetic salvo. So why don't I check and see if there's any reasonably good bows like that? How about we just have a a chaining lightning damage +2 to all projectile skills bow just chilling in the vendor. I'm a fan. Adds cold damage. That's not quite what we want, but it's better than no quiver. Okay. And then now I can try... I want to try electrocuting arrow. So then we're going to have to remove the explosive spear, lightning spear nonsense. Electrocuting arrow. Oops, that was lightning spear. I need that. I'm not Stormlance. Remove the Stormlance nonsense. And then electrocuting arrow. I want to arrange these in a way that makes a little more sense. Pull the weak, disengage, and barrage will all be here. Just chilling at the top. Then we have the mark at the bottom with the passives, and then we have electrocuting arrow. Okay. So, cannot pierce, blah, 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 cannot chain, downward. How long does the lightning rod last? Oh, the rod is removed when the enemy is electrocuted. Okay. That... I could give it more attack speed so it's really quick to do. Arrow duration is 25 seconds. Huh. Okay, well let's just try that. I guess we'll have it on middle click. Just get a crossbow and use plasma blast for bosses. Oh, I guess I didn't think about marksman, or what's the class named? Not marksman.
Mining like this, it can
People with the
only mean
grenades.
war's coming.
Mercenary. I know that the stream delay is gonna mean I'm gonna see mercenary coming in. All right. So what exactly is this? Oh, you like jump over them. It's really slow, and I'm lagging. What the heck? That's really slow. The recovery time, I mean, you land, and like for a full half second there, you can't do anything. Wow. And I have a lot of attack speed, and I don't think most of my attack speed is spear-based. Yeah. Most of my attack speed is not spear-based. That one is, but I think that's the only one that's spear-based. So I just want to make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, most of my bonuses are not spear related, so that's not going to be a problem for this. And there's also, if I like this method, there's a lightning group, where is it? Over here, that allows you to increase your electrocute buildup against shocked enemies and increase shock chance against electrocuted enemies. So with all of that together, that might help. You were half kidding. I mean, I literally have no idea what Plasma Blast even is, because, you know, the only class I've ever played is, well, now 2, but, you know. I don't know what most of the things in this game do that I haven't personally used. I watch zero content. Alright, we're gonna have to face a boss to really know if that actually does anything. Excuse me. This is so broken. I love it. Oops. You load it for like 3 seconds and then a huge burst of lightning beam hits the enemy. That does sound nice. Whoa, we got lag. We got the lags. The other thing you can do to work up more voltaic charge is you can do your little backwards somersault to get the last like 10. Wow, this lag is bad. Take a charm.
Smacks a wrath in this place. What are the Faradin?
Our people
Book of
have lived
Jamonra.
in the shadows of the dunes for too long. Count.
This lag is, I don't know what's going on. Again, it's weird. It feels like it's tied to certain areas. Like, I was having no lag when we were in the Wrathbreaker area. Everything was working fine. But now in this area, things are terrible. And it doesn't really make sense to me that that would be true, but it also has been consistent enough of an experience that I don't know what else to believe other than somehow their servers handle areas differently. Which doesn't make any sense, but like, it's happening to me. So something's going on that's area based. Or I'm crazy, right? Or I'm, you know, I'm thinking something's happening when it's not. But it's been consistent enough that I'm pretty sure that's not the case. The number of times where I've gone from like one area with no lag and now all of a sudden the next area is lagging like crazy. And it's not like I'm going from no lag to high lag in the middle of an area. Okay, so that's building up electrocution. And then when he's finally electrocuted, he's stunned for a while, which is nice, but that doesn't really do anything for me. So I'm thinking... I'm thinking this isn't the skill for me. Because the problem is, it's not like I'm dealing bonus damage to electrocuted enemies or something. If there was a ton of bonus damage to an electrocuted enemy, that could be worth it. But Thunderstruck is more about shocking and electrocuting enemies at the same time. It's not dealing bonus damage to electrocuted enemies. Electrocute. Anything else? Increased electrocute buildup. Yeah, exactly. Electrocute is just a big stun. So. I am electrocute. Aww. So what I'll probably do is not use this skill to kill bosses then. I just wanted to try it out. Thought it could be useful. Wow, we are getting a lot of currency in this run. I'm not picking up random belts. Maybe I should be. And rolling them. But yeah, let's try the other skill that we were looking at. What I'd really like is some sort of high single target debuffing skill. Now, also, speaking of crossbows, don't they require strength? Yeah, that's the other problem, is they require strength. So the bow is a little bit easier to dual utilize. Oh, I needed my level 13. It's okay, we'll get more. I don't feel bad using it. You know, I could actually look at the, like, skill thing. But you can't look at it with a level 12 skill. That seems silly. Alright, so now I want to try... take out the cute arrow and put in the magnetic salvo. Missiles explode if they land close to a lingering... Maybe this isn't good. Wait, does it know? Hold on. I just realized I don't know how this mechanic works. How does it know which skill to use with which? That is the wimpiest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. For a level 13 spell. Okay, so I think this only works if you're a ranger, now that I understand. Yeah. Click the arrow. Oh, thank you. Wait, is that what I'm looking for? No, this. This. But it might be doing it automatically. because they only... I think it does it automatically if the spells only work with one weapon type. Like, you can see it's equipping my spear, and then that's equipping my bow. Isn't there a way to get it, though, to then immediately go back to the spear? Like, to never just have the bow equipped. It only equips the bow to use the skill and then unequips it. I think there's a way to make it do that, too. But I don't know how to do that part. Or we can't do it, and I'm just thinking you can.
Straight through the art.
Well, yeah, that does a whole bunch of nothing. Okay. Well, let's not do that. I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense when I read it more closely. It only works with... You can't auto-switch back. Interesting. Yeah, for some reason I thought there was a way to make it so that, like, one set would be your default that just is always on, and it only switches to that to use the skill and then switches back. Rather than staying... Because, like, if you've got, you know, your defensive stuff on this one and you're only using that for a support skill, you would want it to switch back without you having to use another spear skill to force switch it back. But obviously, if it's not possible, it's not possible. Okay, so then the last thing for us to try was... Well, we could try a couple more. We could try Lightning Rod. We could try Lightning Arrow. We could try both of those. We could try Stormcaller Arrow. We could try Shock Chain Arrow. Consumes shock. Problem with that is it doesn't, you know.
Shock Chain Arrow will hone in on shocked enemies. Upon hitting one, a shockwave will be released, and a lightning beam will chain to another target. This chain can continue as long as there are more shocked monsters to target. Shock Chain Arrow will hone in on shocked enemies.
I guess
upon hitting
this is a way to consume shock to deal some extra damage.
Beam will chain to another target.
That could be fine. You know, shock them with lightning, spear, shock chain arrow, go back and forth. So that's like an idea.
Lightning rods stick into the ground after impact. Any chaining lightning skill, such as Lightning Arrow, can hit these rods and cause them to explode again. Lightning rods stick into the ground after impact.
Any chaining lightning beams.
Lightning Arrow can
well,
hit these rods and cause them to...
That could mean... That could mean... Lightning Spear. I'm curious if it's only... It doesn't say only bow and arrow, but it says chaining lightning beams. Wait, why is that still magnet? What? No! I have the wrong one. Oh my gosh, I still have the wrong one. Cool. Okay. Whoops. Try again. It's in my stash. Like, it makes sense that when you gem cut a gem from the stash, it puts the gem in your stash. Because, like, if you had a full inventory, what would it do? Like, all sorts of stuff like that. But it also, for some reason, I just assume when I cut a gem, it's going to be in my inventory. And that is not a correct assumption. Alright, which one did we need? Oh gosh, they all look the same. Stormlance, no. Lightning Rod? Yeah. And then where'd my attack speed one go? Okay, let's try this again. And let's see if this has any value at all. Like, I'm wondering if this can chain to those or not. It might not, because it says lightning beams specifically.
Bring it on.
I guess I'll need a boss to find out here. No, it doesn't do anything with lightning spear. Bummer. See, this is the kind of stuff where it's like, they say they want you to mix, but like, why would this not work together, you know? Like, it should work together. That's the whole point of being able to use multiple classes, right? The more interactions between different weapons, skills that you can get, the more likely people are to actually mix and match.
That were almost a challenge.
That's disappointing. Okay, so that one's not gonna work. On to the next. You know what? I'm just gonna grab a bunch of skill gems. So the Storm Lance doesn't deal... I mean, you saw what I was doing with the boss that I fought already. Were you here when I fought Wrathbreaker? You might not have been. I'm just not dealing that much single target damage. I was really struggling with bosses, and using the Storm Lance plus Explosive Spear combo was like, I think slightly better than just throwing lightning spears the whole time, but not that much better. And I'm just wondering if there's a... because I've got basically 2 spell slots I'm not using. I was wondering if there was another thing I could do that could get a little bit more single target damage going for bosses. So Lightning Rod's not it. Electrocuting's not it. Shock Chain and Stormcaller and Lightning. We still have 3 more to try. I don't have any intelligence, really. I'm just a dummy. I tried, so Cast on Shock doesn't really work at all, unfortunately. I put all that effort into getting the level 8 Spirit Gem. But it's Cast on Shock. It only casts spells. So that only works if you have spells that deal a lot of lightning damage and stuff. So that's pointless. And also, I think that's probably better for clearing screens anyway. But... no, I didn't know that, Aelor. That's why I tried it. I mean, like, it's one of those things that makes sense once you see that it's not working, but it also kind of makes sense that, like, oh, I could cast my lightning spear on Shock. They're all spells to some level, so it makes sense that that could work.
This is no mine. It's a death trap.
Oh, wait, did I need to do something? Hold on. In the quarry? No, okay. Alright, so now we need to try... It's also possible that a combo of the... Like, I could try Lightning Arrow plus Lightning Rod together. I'm just trying one at a time, and that's not really working, but maybe... Like, maybe Shock Chain plus Lightning Rod would work. Interesting. Not having a training dummy feels like such a mistake, and the fact that they still haven't added one is really confusing to me. So many people want it. It's such a harmless feature to add. So many other games have it. It's just really frustrating to me to not have it. And I'm the part that's frustrating, which is maybe not true, is I think that they're never gonna add one. Like, I just don't think they will. All right, let's try Stormcaller maybe. No, that's more about shocking. I'm just gonna try Shock Chain plus Lightning Rod. Oh, I already had Lightning Rod. Whoops. So I throw a bunch of those down, and then I can shock chain the enemy. Will that do anything?
Come on.
I don't actually know if that'll do anything. It will if the enemy is shocked. So I need an enemy that has a little bit of life. So try this on. I wonder if there's a good boss that people use as a training dummy. The problem is, as you level up into maps, the bosses from the campaign no longer have enough life to be a good training dummy to use. So it's really only like certain times in the campaign when you could use the campaign bosses as training dummies. Pharaoh of the Rotten Pack. Remind me where that person is. Ooh, yellow chest. Nothing. I guess I should probably pick up the dexterity-based stuff, just in case. Just in case I actually get something good. Alright. Where's the boss? Alright, here we go. Okay, so I need to mark you and then shock you. That didn't do anything.
Stop.
Okay, well, that's not the answer. If I launch a bunch of these... Yeah, the Nova... I thought the Nova was gonna chain to the lightning rods. I guess not. Alright, well, this is now my life. I just hold left mouse button. This is what they don't want. Guess I should throw in a barrage once in a while. No. Stay back. Yeah, I don't think... I'm trying to see if the damage... Oh, geez. The damage is enough on the shock chain arrow just to use that by itself when they're shocked, but I don't think it really does that much more damage anyway. So that's probably not worth it either. So I think the final thing to try is just gonna be mixing lightning rod with lightning arrow? Is that right? Probably. I think that's gonna be the best bet. We'll try that. Alright, Risu, you're free.
One survive out of 100.
You're free! Alright.
What have you learned?
Identify those items. Now, if we're doing bow and arrow stuff, we might want to undo some stuff with spears, potentially. Lightning damage over there. You know, there's another one nearby that I thought was pretty good. Where is it? Oh, just this one. It just increases attack damage. And we get a chance to maim enemies, and we get some movement speed over here. So this seems like a pretty good... just get more damage situation.
My wares are renowned.
It's a lot of evasion rating, but no. No, thank you. No, and put the rest away. And then I'll have to figure out support gem wise what to do. I don't really know what I'm doing yet with those other things. So I'll actually leave the support gem with me. And then question the defector.
Let us see. Fight to the
Talk
last.
to you. Go to the Trader's Passage. Ugh, stretch.
Finally, some shade. I'm sweating like a stuck pig, I am.
Okay, so this is the lightning spear, and then this is gonna be lightning arrow.
Come on!
So, like, yeah, my question is gonna be, like, can I just spam lightning arrow a bunch of times? Lightning rod, that is. That might be more DPS. The question is that gonna work on most bosses? Because they're just too mobile, potentially. It doesn't seem like it's dealing more damage. Well, what I might do... Yeah, it's just not as much damage as... Part of the problem is the bow is not enough damage either. Right, because they care about weapon damage. Ah, this is also frustrating. I need a really good bow to even test if this is a good idea or not. Interesting. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do actually is switch Cull the Weak back to not being right click. I think it's... I don't use it often enough to need it to be right click. Let's have that be lightning arrow. Is R or F easier for me to hit? Probably R. Okay. Then I want to go grab the support gem that does the extra copies. Which one is it? This one? Yeah. Oh, less attack and cast speed. Still, though, having 3 at a time might be worth it. So for lightning rod, then we can fire a bunch at once, and then for lightning arrow, storm chain. Supported skills always chain when initially hitting a shocked enemy, but cannot themselves inflict shock. Deal more weapon elemental damage. I just don't understand, though. Chain. It cannot chain. Okay. But can the beams can chain. So if we add chaining to the beams, that will work with the lightning rods, I think. Any chaining lightning beams can chain to it. When chained to, the arrows charge up for a brief period before releasing another lightning burst. The lightning arrow skill skips this delay, causing bursts immediately. This is all very interesting. I feel like there's probably some combination of all of this that works pretty well. Like, what if I make lightning arrow super chain? And then I don't have any uncut support gems? Wow. Oh no, I do. They're right there. Wait, am I blind? Oh, when you click support, it's only cut support gems. There's a whole category for uncut. Got it. Alright. So then what else can we do with lightning arrow? Just give it more damage? Sure. It's at least a good start.
If you are traveling through Traitor's Passage, the traitor, I will tell you goodbye.
And then you have a better bow for me? Maybe? That's 63 DPS. But +2 to level of all projectile skills. This is 72.
Who goes there? No need to rush.
Adds fire damage, chance to pierce. Increased attack speed is probably what we want here. And some dexterity.
Thank you.
We'll do that, and then I'll go ahead and use an orb to give this more damage. Probably an iron rune. I don't know what's actually better. I think the iron rune is better. So there's something. We'll see if it's any good. Hydrate. I do need to take a restroom break soon too. But first we find out if this works. That seems pretty cool. Are you seeing this? You see how many times that's chaining? Oh my goodness. And is that because we have this lightning arrow thing? Yeah, that's all it does. God, I wish I had a training dummy. Because I'm curious if there's an enemy, will we need... we'll test it without first.
Bring it on. Straight through the arc.
Yeah, I'll test it. I think width is going to be better, though. It just changed so many more times. The beams will, that is. 'Cause now the beams will change 6 times instead of 2 times. And that's going to use up... Here's what I'm not sure about. It's going to use up... But it'll make the lightning rods burst more often. Because when they chain 2, they release a lightning burst. I don't know, there's so many things interacting here. That does seem decent, though. That's doing a good bit of damage. The question is, will it do more damage than just throwing my lightning spear? And that's the thing I don't know. We'll find out on a boss. Because the lightning spear is way weaker on a boss because nothing's bouncing around anymore. Bows are so last year. Well, the good news is I never even played with one, so for me they're still in vogue. They're still in vogue, if you will. Okay, I need to practice my new cold a week hotkey. Finally got it used to it being right click, and now it's not right click anymore. Because, yeah, this just trashes entire screens, but cannot kill a single target. Get out of here. You don't need to be alive.
Who are these lasses then?
Alright, well, we got a boss fight, so I guess we can sort of test. This is not a good boss, though, for it. This boss is so jittery. All she does is move around the whole time. Okay, I think we need to go up here.
There's something odd about this door. Feels like it were meant to stay shut.
Break the seals. Hello, friend. Would you like to try to poison me? If I just put down like a million of these.
Lightning strike twice.
No, if I didn't have all this lag, that would be nice. This is not a good boss to test DPS on. I'm just gonna say that. Let me actually try.
There's something odd about this door. Feels like it were meant to stay shut.
Now I prove myself.
Yeah, this is not a good. That does feel like it's more DPS if we can make it happen while we're without the boss going everywhere. So it might be conditional. Because remember, I don't have a bow that does very much damage. So if we get a really good bow, it'll deal a lot more than what we just saw. So we almost have to imagine the... Oh, jeez. We almost have to imagine it's doing like twice that much. Ah! What am I supposed to do? Run past the coins? I don't know how the coins work. I don't remember how they work. It is nice that she has ads once in a while. I can do a lot more damage if I charge up my Volt to full and then I do my barrage, like right now. And that ends up chaining back to Balbala a few more times. There you are. Found you. Got him. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Huh. What's this?
Nothing good. Fair enough.
How can I be of
I'll try not to cut
All
you
right,
off
so
a
if I
second
want to
time.
undo these spear skills, I could deal increased damage against enemies I mark, but I don't think it's worth doing all these. A little bit more effect of my mark skills is fine, but it's not that great. That's a couple % damage boost each. And then that's only 10% increased damage, but we already... Does that increased stack with my weapon increased damage? Multiplicatively or additively? Because that's a very different result. Because enemies take increased damage would normally be multiplicative with me dealing extra damage. But it might not work that way. It might actually just be like, oh, that just adds 10% to the damage you dealt. And if you were already adding 300%, then that's only a 3% increase. Well, 2.5% even. So that's not actually that good. I could go for charms. I could just get more critical hit chance and accuracy rating. Look a bit more to the left. There's like a million nodes. You're gonna have to... Oh man, you're gonna have to be a little more specific than that. That's not gonna help. Alright. What are we doing here? I've also considered going for even more attack speed over... where is it? This one? Yeah, attack speed per dexterity. We could go just full on, like, machine gun. There's also projectiles getting chance to fork and chain and projectile damage and piercing, but I don't think I need most of that because I already have kind of full screen clears. There's these lightning bolts, which are about electrocute. The right of the bottom middle. Okay, so again, you're gonna have to, like, having the name of the node might be the most useful thing. Or what even is the node about? Give me something to type into the search bar. I think that's gonna be the most helpful. What does the node do? Because there's also all this electrocute stuff, but I just don't think that's gonna be very good. Lightning rod. Are you talking about this one? The lightning lucky? I've looked at that one before. If that's what you're talking about. I might do that eventually. It is pretty far away is the problem. Honestly, are we anywhere near this one? Not really. Though we do get elemental damage on the way there. And then we can do even more damage against shocked enemies. And it increases duration of shock. So that could be reasonable. And flash storm. Yeah, the thing is, though, I'm not struggling to shock enemies at all right now. And, like, lightning penetration is fine, but I've already got some of that from, what is it? This? Yeah, I've already got 12%, and I can get more somewhere closer than that already. Where is it? Right here. If all we need is lightning pin, I've already got access to it. So... where to next? And I'm wondering if I want to undo all these bow ones as well. Why have I not taken this yet? 25% damage? That's huge. Just flat out. Why? I don't know. Here, let's back out of the spears for a minute. Let's grab all these, because these are all increased damage, movement speed, and maiming enemies is always nice to keep from dying. And then we still have 2 more points, which I do think will turn into attack speed and crit chance. So for now, we'll call that good. And we need to identify. Still don't think that's good enough.
No need to
use.
All right.
Do you have any good bows for me? Did I level up? I don't think I leveled up since the last time.
Blessings.
Back to the Trader's Passage. Hopefully I didn't wait too long. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this bow thing works. It's really cool. I like the play pattern of it. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in there. We just need more damage from our bow and arrow.
The hunt is on.
The other thing, I wonder if I do barrage and then I do that, does it shoot 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it did shoot 9 at once. It's kind of hilarious. So I could just barrage, and there I've got 18 right there, ready to go. And then maybe I increase like the area of effect or something, so that it's more likely to hit the boss. Is that an area of effect? I'm hitting all the wrong hotkeys. Is that an area of effect thing? The lightning rod. Whatchamacallit? Burst radius, 2.1 meters. It is. So... Oh, it's not an... It is an attack. Okay, good. Scared me. It is a projectile AoE attack. So... having increased area of effect would help with that burst radius. Interesting. Okay, I should use the checkpoint because it's probably not close to here. Probably back the other way to the left. Yay! That was easier than last time. Gosh, last time I think I explored every nook and cranny before we finally found the gates. Okay, cool. Trader's Passage is done.
Too late to stop the bloodshed.
And we get to have our first fight with Jamonra.
Hold them back while I open the gate.
Don't worry, I will. Here, I'll try my new strategy. It's not bad. Given that my bow is way worse than my spear, I'm thinking this might be a better way to kill bosses. It'll be hard to tell for sure until we get a good bow. But I'm certainly feeling like it's at least worth trying out. Ooh, level 3 support gem. That's our first. That's exciting. I wonder if there's anything crazy we can do with Lightning Spear. It's so broken. Oh, I love it. I do think it needs a little bit of a nerf, but I don't know if they will. Ow. Clicking all the wrong buttons. Whoa. I'm watching his health bar is the problem, so that's why I'm like not dodging anything. If you're like, why does Krydak suck? It's because he's trying to test. Yeah, that's definitely more damage than my lightning spear. Oh, I'm not dead. I thought I died.
Lightning strike class.
Problem is the setup time. I'm not sure about the setup time on this.
A worthy foe.
Well, we'll keep trying it out. I need to remember, if that is broken, you haven't seen stuff from last league. Like I said, I watch basically zero Path of Exile content. Despite following like the patch notes and stuff, and once in a while I'll watch a video on what someone thinks, or once in a while I'll see a clip that's a minute long, but it's not like I watch any streamers play or anything like that, so I pretty much know nothing. I've seen a few clips on Reddit of like busted stuff clearing screens, you know, and things like that. What was it? Not Blink Strike, but there was something like a Blink Strike type situation that was out of hand last league, right? Ooh, a superior sea glass spear. Oh boy. Ice Strike and Charge Staff with both heralds chaining for one another. That does sound pretty cool. That does sound pretty cool. The other thing that is interesting about Culling Strike, and this is a skill issue, maybe, is like the I don't know what you call it, like the auto targeting of it is not as auto as I'd hope. So like if you don't, like if there's a guy that has Culling Strike ready, he's ready to be culled, and over here that's the enemy you actually hit the button on, it'll often just not actually cull the enemy. So I kind of almost feel like it should be a little more automatic because of you often are trying to hit one mob out of a group and it's pretty easy to screw that up. But again, that's kind of a skill issue problem too. Some of that is maybe intentional. That noise. Did anybody hear that noise? What is that noise?
I shall dethrone you, Sekima, and leave you to the sands! You are unworthy! I shall dethrone you, Sekima, and leave you to the sands!
You mixing games.
Lightning strikes twice.
The Mordecai will fall!
It was again. Whatever the sound is.
You are unworthy! I shall dethrone you, Sekima, and leave you to the sands!
Hey, would you stop hitting me? I'm trying to kill you here.
Will fall, but you are unworthy.
Yeah, I figured that part out, Dave, when I realized I couldn't get out of the radius. I was like, oh, I think the center was... Okay. I didn't know he was shaping up for that skill. Again, the center's the only safe spot. Yeah. I mean, I was so distracted during that fight, messing with the new skills. So, I was not really paying attention to anything. What can we do next, by the way? We should spend our point on something. I don't think I want to go for charms. I am interested in being over here, but it's so far. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Before we get some attack speed. That doesn't seem that strong. I could also go for this Herald nonsense. So, increased lightning damage while affected by Herald of Thunder. The problem with that is the Herald stuff doesn't work. The Lightning Herald doesn't work on a boss. So right now, I'm like, I kind of just want more boss damage, not screen clearing damage. That might change at some point, but for now, I think we just want things that increase damage. So maybe I do these 3, because that's elemental damage with attacks. That'll boost up my lightning damage by a lot. It also helps mitigate some physical damage that comes in. And then that gets me closer to this area over here, which has some fun stuff that I might use. Probably won't use elemental equilibrium. What support gems do I even have on Lightning Sphere? I've got... Volt is the really broken one that gives the charge up as I walk and travel, and then we get tons of chaining from all the lightning bolts. And then I've got just... It gains lightning damage, gains a percentage of the damage as extra lightning damage, less cold and fire. And then this one is Innervate, which gives me, the player, 35% more lightning damage. Well, gain 35% damage as lightning damage when I kill a shocked enemy. So that's that. I did get that level 3 support gem. I figured we'd wait a minute to start looking at all this, because there's a lot of options. For that, like lightning exposure, that could be nice. What's up, Lodro? Spectral volley? What is that? Huh. All sorts of interesting things. What about our lightning rod? 25% more elemental damage. Electrocute primed enemies. Oh wow, so that would electrocute them a lot faster. Lightning arrow, charged shot. Supports bow attacks. Every third shot is a charged shot. However, I don't think that matters with, because it's lightning rod that's doing the damage. I think most of the damage is coming from lightning rod, not from lightning arrow. Because when those things are chaining, they're chaining between the lightning rods, and it's the Nova things from the lightning rods. So really, we want to probably do a Jeweler's Orb on lightning rod and give it more damage. That would probably be pretty strong. I don't know. All right, let's try this fight again.
Noxious sick.
How is this possible?
Jeez.
Wrath of a king.
So much for my 67% evasion. Does that not work on bosses the same way? I'm guessing.
I shall dethrone
There was that sound again.
and leave you to
I don't know if anybody heard it.
I shall dethrone you, Sekama. Wrath of a king.
Ouch.
I shall dethrone you, Sekama, and leave you to the sand.
I don't know any of this boss's attack patterns because I don't think I've ever struggled this much on this boss. So this is the first time I'm actually having to pay attention to anything.
The Malekith will fall.
Let's just try the
right I shall dethrone you, Sekama, and leave you to the sand.
Hephalis is what am I trying to say?
The Malekith
Is concentrated effect the one that's less AoE? Because I think I actually want more AoE, not less. Because bosses move around a little bit, and I think I'll end up with more damage if the AoE is a bit more forgiving. Oh my god, the lag.
Wrath of a king! The Maracas will fall by my hand!
I'm already out of... Oh man. Whatchamacallit charges.
I shall dethrone you, Sekama! And wrath of a king!
Don't go into that thing, Krydax.
The Maracas will fall by my hand! The Maracas will fall by my hand!
Alright, we did the thing properly.
I shall dethrone you, Sekama, and leave you to the sands! I tried to seek peace, and the Sekamas disgraced
What is this?
me.
This is new.
Rot
Oh.
in sand. This time, we choose war!
Ads? Give me some health flask charges.
We shall finish this! But not today.
Make haste. We must not escape.
Alright. Here we go. Alright, I gotta take a quick break. Let's get to... stopping point. Am I going the wrong way? No.
This is no natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery.
Alright. I gotta do a restroom break, get some more stuff to drink, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Woohoo! So yeah, for those lightning rod situations, we need a few things. We need a better bow. And Am I willing to regal this thing?
My wares
Probably
are
not.
renowned.
Oh, 24% chance to chain an additional time? Well, there's something. Hmm. $18. Yeah, my bow's DPS is half of my spear, so that... I think when we get that pumped back up, we're gonna be just fine. Oh, we gotta
Signs
identify
guide you.
here.
The Countess has used...
Is this any good? Not really. Total level of all melee skills, though. That's something. I don't care about it, but it's something.
No need. I'll unburden you. Warm nights.
Alright, so gym-wise, I do have a level 3 support gym. I don't have any more Jeweler's Orbs is the problem. I haven't been getting any drops. I could buy some with currency exchange if I wanted to start using that. I kind of want to beat the campaign SSF style. So I probably will. Why did I keep this? I feel like I should keep it for another character, maybe. And then I don't need these. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, time to go visit all the places. And you sell rings that I might need. I need fire and lightning. Resistance. You know, I might hit this with a regal. I got excited and then I realized it's cast speed. Bummer. Yeah, oh well. I think I'll let that be done there. I don't think I'm willing to Exalt Slam that one. Or Regal it, even. Ah, who am I kidding? I'll get plenty of Regals. 25 life per enemy killed. Nice. Yeah, I got one in Act 3. Facing the person in the bog. I don't remember where I got the other one. And yes, it was a lesser Jeweler's Orb. Oh, wait. Are you talking about Gem Cutter's Prisms? Those are the quality ones. I did get one of those somewhere. Maybe, I don't remember. I just don't remember. Alright, and now we need to go to the desert caravan. And let's keep killing stuff. So right now we're on the lookout for a better bow.
Make a choice.
So why don't I gamble a few? See if we can get some good stuff going here. 58% increased elemental damage with attacks. Now that sounds pretty nice. Yeah, that one's already more DPS. That one has a chance to chain an additional... Bow attacks fire an additional arrow? Oh god, that's great. Alright, well, I'm glad we did a little bit of Gamba. Wait. Oh, I need level 55 to use it. Well then.
An outcast. The deal
We have something to look forward to.
Warm nights.
Oh.
Let's do the other two first, and then we can have the thingies to put into the thingy. Mastodon Badlands. I need to sit different. My shoulder is killing
There's
me.
as many bones here as
I think
grains of sand.
sitting like this is a little better. Maybe.
Straight through the air. You're as good as dead.
Oh, I'm right clicking. Not used to my new Call the Week hotkey.
Necromancers, eh? That'd explain all the bones.
Who are you? See, and then they move. This is why I need more area of effect.
A clean kill.
You know, I'm not using disengage very often. I might change that off of mouse 4. Need more mouse buttons is what I need. Alright, so we're looking for the boss. We're looking for... I think there's two things here, right? In the Mastodon Badlands? No? Wait, what? I guess it's in the bone pits that we're looking for.
Part of the storm.
Is this the way? Maybe? Yes. No. Oh. Thought we got lucky. Uncut skill gem. Nice. Another uncut skill gem. Sure. And we're looking for the bone pits. Are they in the middle? I wonder if anybody's made like a cheat sheet on for each zone where are, you know, what are the like helper indicators for like what are you looking around the edge? Are you looking for something in the middle? Or is there always some sort of consistent indicator for it? That would be nice to have something like that. Alright, I don't think it's here. Let's try the other side over there. You know what? I'm gonna be very unhappy if it's in the middle here, so let's double check. Okay, it's not. The treasure's at the edge. Yeah. I don't know. Do I care about the treasure? Is there some sort of guaranteed drop that's nice? I generally don't care about the treasures in these types of areas. Should I care?
Lightning strike twice.
How did I miss it? Oh, I already got the treasure. It was just the skill gem. We literally already did that. It's probably crossed off on the map. Yes, it is. Okay. No, you're remembering the right map. It's just not an enemy. It's literally just a little effigy thing that you click on, and then it gives you a skill gem, and you're good to go. Alright, on to the bone pits. Now, we do need to grind enemies here until we get the little green idol thingy. So I need to not forget about that. Yikes. Mana drain. Okay, I have a bone to pick with this particular mod. It drains your mana way too fast. I don't mind the idea of mana drain, but it drains your mana so fast that it's not like you can even compete. Like, if it's a fast enemy that mana drains, it's like, well, you're screwed. You just run away, because, I mean, in this case, I don't need a bunch of mana for my spells, but when I did, as a caster, it was basically the death mod. It just felt way too strong to me. Just go inside the mana circle. So if you're close enough, it also won't drain mana? Interesting. I did not know that. That is helpful. Hey, we got it. Still hitting the wrong hotkey for things. I love when Wind Dancer blows up on somebody's face. Murderizes them. Alright, here we go. Boss fight.
Reckon I'll add a few more bones to the pile.
Yeah, that definitely helps, knowing that it's donut shaped. I still think it might just be too fast, like how fast it drains your mana. It feels a little bit ridiculous that, like, you can't even... Because there could be a variety of reasons why you're there for like 1 second, and it's like, oh, literally my entire mana pool's gone in like 1 or 2 seconds. But I don't think it's flat, actually, Alor, because when I had a huge mana pool as a mage or sorceress or whatever the class is called, it didn't it wasn't like it drained slower. It still drained just as fast as you saw it draining a minute ago. So I don't actually think there's a difference. Ouch. I don't know if it's actually dealing any more damage than if I just held left click. It might after I get that new bow equipped. Hard to tell. Because there's also the setup time, right? And if you don't account for the setup time in the overall DPS, then you're not going to know the right things either. I'm not really sure which one's dealing more. I probably, when I have the charges ready, I should probably charge up a 30-meter Volt to go with Barrage. I think that would be worth more DPS. I don't know if it actually is. Because Barrage basically doubles your damage, and then the Volt kind of doubles it again, so I don't know. I don't think the boss cursed me out. It's possible.
I'll not make the journey home like that.
That's fine. All right, we got everything we need. That's fine. Haven't gained my level yet. Put that there for now.
Take your time. All right.
And then sell that crap.
Take care.
Oop, not there. That is the vision rune, which goes where? Accuracy rating? Right here. And then put away these, put away a ring. I need to organize my rings better at some point. Oh, level 13 Spirit Gem, which is one level too low to do anything like this. So I can just up my Herald of Thunder. Okay, now here's another thing that last night I was kind of getting miffed about. Because of the thing I talked about on Discord where you can't find a lower level Spirit Gem very easily because the drop rate on Spirit Gems is like lower before you get to a certain level, so it's really hard to find them. And you can't cut a lower level gem even if you want to. And what's even more frustrating is that by default, the game is actually consuming the lower level Spirit Gem when you upgrade one. Whereas if I don't want it to be consumed, I can have the lower level one and the higher level one. For like future characters to have this level 11 one, because I can just put that in my stash, and now I can cut this to be a level 13 Herald of Thunder. Obviously with quality, that's not quite true. But you're not using quality for a while on gems. Or on gems. So it's just kind of weird that, like, there's these weird workarounds. I think on average it's probably for the best. But I don't know. I just wish we could cut lower level gems, is all, if you wanted to. I think is the main idea.
Think carefully.
Alright, I don't need to gamble anything. Let's just keep rolling here. We face rolled through the Mastodon Badlands, and now we shall... Where am I going? This one. Keth. Stupid delay. Stupid sexy Flanders. Alright. When do I have to go? I can't stream all day and all night, unfortunately.
In a place like this. Easy job, that.
Meeting some people for dinner, which should be fun. Overlevel your cast on X. Yeah, exactly, because those, like, you might want to be a specific level. So yeah, it just seems like a really simple quality of life thing that they can add to be able to downgrade gyms if you want to. And I don't really see much of a downside. Design-wise, there's definitely none. Well, no, that's ridiculous. There's always downsides, but it's more like, do they matter? Is maybe a better question. Do the downsides actually matter for the majority of players that would run into them? And at least from where I'm sitting, my answer would be no, but you never know. There might be some factors that matter a lot that I'm missing. You know? Not that you ever did that with your level 11 cast on shock. And then it started eating all of your mana or whatever it is. Essence of the Infinite. Hey, another level 3 support gem. Oh man, that living sand always gets me. It just pops up right in front of you. I guess you can see it. I just couldn't see it because of the ramp. You can see it normally.
Straight through the art.
Well, maybe you can't see it. I don't know. Thought I was looking out for it, and then it popped up in front of me again. There it is, Kabbalah Clan Relic. And then there's also like a mini boss, is that right? Or is that the main boss? No, there's an abandoned shrine. Okay, there is a treasure somewhere. And then there's the Lost City. I'll grab the waypoint.
To think this way all along. Buried neath the sand.
Go back out. Hey, what's going on? No wonder I wasn't demolishing stuff as quickly. I didn't have Herald of Thunder active. Whoops. I was still... I mean, the fact that I couldn't even tell it wasn't active just goes to show, like, kind of how ridiculous this build is. But hey, we got our second rogue exile. By the way, Dave, you asked me if I had faced one. I did face one last night, finally.
Destroy! Thunder! I shall bathe in your blood.
The shield is kind of rough. Did he heal? Am I making things up? Or did he use a health potion? I'm not allowed to use health potions. Only I'm allowed to use health potions. Thankfully, he's not really threatening me at all, so...
Submit.
How is he healing?
Submit.
This fight really isn't going anywhere, is it? Get you shocked.
For me. Arakatunamai. Obliterate!
His shield does not ever seem to break, no matter how many projectiles I throw at it. So I think our little shock arrow system is the best.
Kneel! Fall before me!
Nice. Juicy. Pearl ring, gold ring. Pretty sure I got this one I got like 4 of those last season.
No telling what this is.
Wolf's Bane, painted tower shield. Life, strength, stun threshold, intimidate enemies on block for 8 seconds. And what is this? Attacks consume an endurance charge to critically hit. Take 100 chaos damage per second per endurance charge. Huh. I don't know what any of that means because I don't play warrior, so cool. I just think they're neat. That's me with uniques. I love having a unique collection, even though I never use them. I mean, I am using one right now for armor. I got lucky to get a dexterity armor. And I got a spear too, but it's a spear that's more designed to work alongside whatchamacallit, the back and forth gameplay, the melee then ranged gameplay. And I'm not really doing that. So. Five, 6, 7. You just hold right click for a while. Ouch. Let's not do that.
Protect your queen!
Let me out.
Lightning strike twice!
Ooh, there's some lag. We're alive still. You know, if I was really paying attention, I would take that chance to get a frenzy charge. I don't totally understand with that. Are you not supposed to be able to get through those walls? Because I know there's one that just has a gap altogether, but usually you can roll in between some of them, and that's just easier anyway. I've never really cared too much about finding the gap. Right, I know you can destroy the walls too, as well, yes. But that takes so much work. Yeah, rogue exiles are way cooler than the wisps. I also, Dave, you weren't here when I think I talked about at the beginning. I don't like that wisps will drag you across an entire zone if you've kind of already cleared the zone and then you find the wisp at the end. That's actually really annoying when that happens. And it's just like really not fun to run across an empty map for like a full 40 seconds. Alright, increased elemental damage, thank you very much. Okay, so now we've done the things? Yes? No? Technically there's an abandoned shrine. I don't know what's in it. Is it worth carrying? Why not? We'll go find it. We need 2 more bars to level up anyway. I want to try that new bow out.
Lightning strikes twice.
Is this it? Are you the shrine? I think so. Solar amulet, magic monsters. Okay, nothing crazy. Probably like a guaranteed amulet, if I had to guess. Alright, I'm gonna finish out this level at 99%. That should do it. Alright, now where are we working towards next on the passive tree? That's some pretty big increased damage with hits against enemies affected by elemental ailments, which is going to be shock on most of my enemies most of the time. We're here, crit chance and accuracy rating. That one's just lightning damage. Frenzy charge stuff. What's this one? Crit damage bonus and crit chance. I'm not really building critical at all. Just attack speed, flask effect duration. Over there, pen build up. Anything else juicy around here? +1 charm slot is pretty juicy. I think I want most of these. Acrobatics is kind of cool. Can evade all hits, but you lose 75% of your evasion rating. Huh. Enemies near enemies you mark are blinded. It doesn't actually seem that great. Okay, let's go towards these increased damage against enemies with ailments. And then now I can equip the better bow. Let's see the DPS change on lightning arrow. Or more accurately, lightning rod. 295 to 328. That's not that much better, but the bow firing an extra arrow means I'll only have to fire, assuming it does add up to 4 total, I'll only have to fire 5 times to set up all my lightning rods. So that's kind of nice. And then it'll chain... I mean, doesn't that just deal double damage? Why is the DPS not gone through the roof? It's firing 2 more, literally double arrows. It says projectiles fired per use is 1. But, interesting. Bow attacks, DPS assumes you hit once per skill. Interesting. I assume that's because you can't hit the, like, one enemy with both attacks. Anyway, what do we want to do here? I'm using up all my lesser runes, but that's probably for the best. All right. 92 is the actual. My spear is still so much more. But anyway, I need a good. I still need a good whatchamacallit as well. A quiver. Why is that red? Oh, weird. Because I don't have a bow equipped. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to take some strength soon. Whoa, striking spear. It's just full lightning damage. Huh. Okay. Alright, well, let's put away these uniques. Yeah, exactly, Aloy. Exactly.
Browse, I shall put this to use. Sans guide.
Yes, Hafalis, I have upgraded a rune or two already at the little anvil. Ooh, adds lightning damage. Ugh, cast speed again, though. Is that actually better than any of these? I don't think so. That's not very much lightning damage at the end of the day. At this point, I have too many types of rings. I went ahead and bought an essence stash tab because I wanted one. So here we are. And then put away the runes. Uh-oh, that one doesn't go there. Wait, what is this? Oh no! Is that one I didn't have room for? Ah, I was hopeful that this was the number of runes. How many slots are there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? So you're telling me there's more than 12 runes? Oh, that's a bummer. I was hopeful that there was only that many.
Welcome. What is it?
Wait, aren't... Who's my currency exchange person?
Cool winds.
Oh, you are now. Yeah, how many are there? 4... 8. There are literally 13. Oh, that's so annoying. One more than the width of your stash. That's funny. Alright, on to the next area. Now we have a good boost to that bow damage, so we'll see if that starts to actually work on bosses. I think it's already better, to be honest. Like, I think it was better before I even switched bows just now. Well, yes. I'm just meaning... Because if I want to go across and then have tier 2 on the second row and then tier 3 on the third row. But you won't be able to do that because there's one extra rune that doesn't fit that way.
Come on! Lightning strikes twice!
Kaboom! This is gross, and I love it. Yeah, I noticed that, Hephalis. Why is that? That felt really random that some runes can be upgraded and some can't. It was one of those things where I'm like, okay, fine. I don't really understand it, but fine. Whoa, that is some zooming. Why does it zoom out right here exactly? Huh.
Good timing.
Trying to give me a good view, I guess. Here we go. Ox touched. Let's... Oh no, bear touched.
No time to tarry. Target. Strike fast.
Oh, there it is.
Don't let up. Finish it.
This is the most annoying enemy to get. And it has proximal tangibility on top of all of that. Oh my gosh. This is like the most triggering enemy of all time.
Strike, or it slips away. Don't give it a chance to recover.
Hey, got him. Elegant plate? That's still strength. Okay, fine. Seal number 1.
Oh my word.
At least it has no mana drain. That's very true. You're right. But I more just mean that enemy type because they're constantly underground.
Bring it on.
What am I doing? Wrong buttons. Another one. Whoa. Come here, little wispy. I literally have no idea where it is. Did it go into... Okay, it went into that one. Jeez. Wow, that twister just followed me. Changed direction at the same time I did. Okay. This is a bit easier than the last one. Wait, what? Dropped that rune.
Lightning strikes twice.
Greater robust rune. Ooh, 10 to strength. Let's go. Alright, is this it? Prismatic ring, 7. Got a 7 to 10. Not great. Not bad. Probably a good target to try to use up some orbs. Alright, so at this point, I can just use the checkpoint doodads. Oh wait, sorry, this is the thing. No. Where's the thing that uses the relics? Have we not found that yet? I don't think I found that yet. Guess I'll take an orb.
I will break you.
Oh, was it over here? Wait, no, that's just one of the normal ones. I don't think we've found it yet, right? Probably down here somewhere. Or maybe over there, because I think it's around the edge. Maybe it's not around the edge. I'm kind of assuming it's around the edge of the map. But it might not be. Nope. Not here. Excuse me. I think this new bow and arrow thing is kind of dope. Is it doing 4? Yeah, it is doing 4 per shot, which is awesome. I mean, it's really not bad. Like, it's nothing like my lightning spear for clearing roomfuls of enemies, but it certainly is serviceable, even for killing normal enemies now. And if we can get an even slightly better one than this, and a better, whatchamacallit, quiver, a better quiver, that would be nice. Hey, there's the waypoint. It was in the middle. Alright, charm charges or life recovery from flask. I generally have a flask that recovers more life than I even have, so I'll go for charm charges for now. That can be changed later. And now we go fight the big stone giant.
This were forbidden, but what's one more taboo broken?
What's one more taboo broken? Well, sounds a bit Scottish. Is there anything in this zone? Wait, did I go to the Lost City already? No. No, I didn't. But I'm supposed to. Yeah, I forgot about that part. We went to Keth, and we cleared Keth, but then I didn't clear the Lost City. Okay, that's fine. We got the waypoint, so it doesn't matter, but we need to go back and do that. Oh, well, that was fast. No, just kidding. That was not fast. We did not find the boss. I did need more iron runes, though, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. Because we used our last 2 on our bow. I see that there's an item on the map, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just something that has the ability to be salvaged. Alright, well that did not take long. Nope, just kidding. I keep getting thrown off. So in League 1, they didn't have as many checkpoints, and so almost always a checkpoint did mean you are now at the boss or whatever. Or you just found a point of interest. But now they do just have like, oh no, that's just like the halfway checkpoint. And I really like that. I'm a huge fan. But it does keep me thinking like, oh, here's a checkpoint. We got to something important, and then sometimes it isn't. This one is, though, the boss fight.
I've seen it all now.
Ouch. I don't like that I can't see if you can only see if you've marked him, if you're like way at the top. Oh, well, that's a lot of damage. As well as Deadeye. Yeah. The reason Hephalis is I don't know the meta. I'm not looking up builds. I can't figure out a way without using the 2 skills that I'm now using to deal a lot of damage to a boss. Like, I'm clearing whole rooms really easily as a lightning huntress, but I'm not killing bosses very easily, and I'm not really sure. There might be a way on like the passive tree to kind of lean more towards boss killing, but I haven't been able to figure it out. See, I think this does more damage. I really do. Wait, why is it not chaining? Oh, it's doing less damage than it should right now. It's because there's no walls or the enemies behind them. This is a weird kind of like the enemies outside where you're actually attacking. Oh, that's frustrating. If I'm at an angle, does it work better? Oh, man. So that's why I'm not seeing as much damage as expected, actually. It was working a minute ago, and now it's not anymore. Huh. Yeah, like it's not chaining at all. I wonder why. Ouch. Yeah, I mean, without the chains, this doesn't do nothing, so... That sucks. I consider that to be like a little bit of a bug. Like, whoa. Speaking of bugs, because that just feels like I'm lucky I lived. I did the wrong thing. Like, you should be able to use any skill on any boss, more or less. Whether it works great or not is a different question, but like the actual usage of it should at least function normally. Otherwise, you're, again, doing weird things where it's like, oh, if you happen to go this build, I guess you're screwed for this boss fight. You know, the FU in particular issue. It is a cool boss fight, though. I really like this boss fight, so I don't know if I would change it. It would just be nice if the lightning rods worked. Gotta get him shocked. Where are you going with it? He does not like to be shocked. No!
Wait!
No! No! This fight takes 3 hours. I don't want to do it again. Ugh.
I've seen it all now.
See, now they're working. They're working right there. They're doing their thing. And now they stopped again. Oh, now they're working. When he gets real close, they work. Yeah, this is annoying. Alright, let's just run around and do normal lightning spear shenanigans. Is there... am I missing... there's probably a visual indicator on where those spikes are gonna fall, but I wasn't able to see it on this go-round. Like a little dust. It's so hard to see. I think there's like a little dust kick up thing, but that is hard to see. I'm super confused why Mark isn't working either. His shock should be more than 35%, it should be 45% when I mark him, and it's not going up. Oh, I had to be way closer? I don't know, this boss fight's weird for my build. Oh, that was a bad spot to stand. Bullet hell. Yeah, you gotta be really close to mark properly. Again with the... I cannot tell where those are falling. Ow. They only fall in the far half. Okay, well that's helpful to know. Oh my god. Alright, well, that was... what are the odds? I try a new build, and what is this? The second boss we face with said new build literally doesn't work with that build. I think every other boss of the game literally is fine, except for that one. Alright, what do we got? Some gloves. +1 to level of all melee skills. Should I keep that? Nah, of course, whatever. Whatever.
Alright.
Cast speed. No, 59% increased cold damage. That might be holding on to.
Take your... I shall put this to use.
Add some damage. No, those are energy shield. Okay. I like the rarity, but that needs to have
I'll unburden you.
some stats, or resistances, I mean.
Blessings.
Okay, robust rune goes there. Oh yeah, and we're gonna hit that prismatic ring. Let's go! Gambling time! Ooh, 19 lightning! 272 accuracy, which for me is attack speed. Only 1% attack speed, but it's something. Although it's more than that because of percentages. Alright, Regal. 8 life regen. Nah, that's not quite as good. Still something though. Still something. But this one is 11 to all resistances. And 22 to cold. And evasion rating. Could have used an elk. I only have one. So I'm maybe saving it. You can't use the last of anything. That's just a crime.
This...
Alright. Oh, also, I think I just have screwed up. I have a lot of level 13 skill gems, and I could just upgrade Lightning Spear and, what else? Barrage I don't quite care about. Disengage I don't really care about. So I guess just upgrade Lightning Spear and Lightning Arrow and Lightning Rod. And is Voltaic Mark any better at this point? Not really. Not really, no. So I don't think that's really worth it. Alright, and Barrage is probably worth upgrading. It reduces the cooldown. So. Alright, cool. And now I need to go... Where do I go? Oh, right. We didn't ever do the Sacred Water place. We need to go to the Lost City of Atlantis. Or not Atlantis. Alright, hold on. Sweet. Me and the wife will get to drive to dinner together.
Through the arc. Take this. A green tail.
That is cool looking. Excuse me. I'm walking here. Oh yeah, this is where we find the big beetle. Oh, minions. Telling me there's a baddie in here. Let me try that, and then we can just... Ooh, Vol Orb? We gonna try corrupting something? Nothing. Nothing. Turn back. Why would I do that? Yeah, so I never know when to vol something. The only place I used them was... got a grappling hook. The only time I used them in League 1 was for the map doodads. Sometimes I would corrupt map tokens. Desert, robust, emerald. Beautiful. Whoa, that was really close. Woo. I need some more plus life. I'm getting to the point where I've outstayed my welcome with my current survivability, I think. And we need some more. Oh yeah. That. This. Make all the lightning. Oh my god. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I think they had electricity going on. I had electricity going on. Couldn't tell where one electricity started and another electricity ended. Where are we going? I feel like I'm going in circles. I probably need to go up there. I have no idea though. Ooh, the tomb. I don't need that. Should I take the spear? I mean, it's a superior, so yes, I should, because I can craft it. Alright, so I do think the way we need to go is up here. And I think I'm going to pull the plug. I'm going to change... I never use disengage anymore. So I'm going to switch disengage to R. And this way I have a mouse button to call the weak when we need to. Which makes it more likely I'm going to successfully do it, though muscle memory is going to take a minute. Buried shrines.
Okay. Spirit needs no such shrines.
At some point you would quality socket and then vol? Oh, because voling means you can't do anything else to it, right? Like even adding sockets. So you have to do all that first. Yeah, I mean, because I'm willing to trade on the currency market, I'll totally be able to do that. Because, you know, I find one divine once in a while and that pays for like 1 billion of those other things. So... over here? Maybe. Sorta. Need to practice my new Call the Weak button. So I'm starting to, and this is the same as the parry conversation, I'm starting to realize part of why I don't love it as a mechanic is the game is too fast-paced to know if an enemy is going to... Oh, I see what that was. It's too fast-paced to know, like, is the enemy gonna even be alive after I hit them? I need to know what the next button I'm gonna click is gonna be before I see the results of the button I just clicked. And so I often end up killing the enemy, you know, that I could have culled, but I didn't know they were going to be cullable. And if you try to preempt it, sometimes you don't do enough damage to cull the enemy, and then you just do nothing. So it's kind of a weird play pattern that it doesn't feel great. You end up not culling a bunch of enemies you could have, and you end up not... Oh, proximal tangibility. That's why nothing's happening. Like, it's definitely better than the parry mechanic, but I do feel like it suffers from a little bit of that reactivity thing again, where it's like, I think this game is about doing your own thing. You know, if we're talking about, like, Magic the Gathering terms, like, you just battle cruiser in this game. Like, you don't want to have interaction. I don't want to have to be like, oh, that enemy is a little bit lower, now I can pull it, when I'm just dealing with trash mobs. I just want to spam whatever 2 to 4 skills my build is using and kill everything. In essence, it's a cool idea to have that interactivity, and I think they've done a good job of making, like, the unique or the rare monster fights feel a bit more of that. But having a mechanic where you have to interact with low health white mobs, it just doesn't play out that well, I think, in an ARPG. It's definitely still worth it. Like, I like using it, you know, and there are times where it even helps out with the last 10% of a rare mob's health bar or whatever. But most of the time it's just like, oh, there happens to be an enemy. Why don't I scoop up that bonus real quick? And then I can use it on these other guys. And maybe that's all it needs to be. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. You haven't found a single divine yet? I haven't either. I found, I think, 2 in League 1 by the time I was done with the campaign. And I have yet to find one. I haven't even looked. How many X's are they worth these days? 5 million.
The meeting place of 7 waters.
Okay, what all are we looking for? The guarded sarcophagus is also here.
The bastion of our people.
Do I care about the guarded sarcophagus? I don't actually know what's in the guarded sarcophagus. If it's just like, oh look, a life flask, I don't really care about that. But if it's a guaranteed... I don't know. What would excite me if it was guaranteed? Not much, honestly. Get out of here. What am I doing? I literally just ran past the entrance I wanted to go in. Alright, let's go fight our friend.
Left a child to die. He holds a new loyalty.
Yeah, you're not happy with your mom. We all got mommy issues. We get it, we get it. trying to stun you before you did more. There you go. This seems to be working compared to my spear damage. Yeah, I think it's more than the spear damage. I don't know, spear damage is decent too when they're stunned or shocked. Whoa, I did the barrage skill, which I think launches 6 lightning arrow shots because it like repeats the skill twice and they're firing 2 each time. I get hit by that one. That's the killer one. It would probably one-shot me, to be honest. Can't see anything. Oh, jeez. Die, die, die. Got him. M. Cutter's Prism.
Alright, bounty.
Not bad. Is it worth grabbing a magic bow at this point? Maybe. Not that one, though. I should probably be grabbing spears, too.
Immortal, my fun. I ask.
I'll start doing that when we get to maps.
As you wish.
Here, I'll help speed up the process. Water essence. Important in a desert.
How can I?
Alright, what do we got? Anything good? Still just don't think that's anywhere near as much damage as my current spear. A lot of currency there. What's this? Energy shield, life, 45 to spirit. The 6 to fire resistance is a bummer. If that was more, yeah, I don't think that's worth keeping for any reason. And then, is that better? That's pretty good damage-wise. But this also has a 58% increased elemental damage. So, never mind. That one's going to be better. And the increased attack speed is no joke either. Okay. That's surely better than what I have right now. Yes? Adds fire damage, adds more fire damage, adds cold damage, increased crit chance, 13% increased attack speed, and 27 dexterity, which is technically more attack speed as well because of the whatchamacallit. But we lose nothing. This is just purely better.
It suits you.
Sweet. What's that do to our DPS on lightning, or let's call it lightning rod? Whoa, that's a huge difference. 25% more damage. What does it do to the burst damage? Does it tell me that? I don't know if it tells me that. Or is that the burst damage? The 134 to 2. 45. Okay, so yeah, the actual attacks per second goes up to 2.46 from 2.36. That's awesome. All right,
My
sweet.
where I shall
I'll
put
take all
this to
that.
use.
That's all good stuff
Hands
for me.
guide you.
Put away everything. Rings, jewels, runes. Everything else should just find its happy home. And then, where am I putting jewels? I'm just putting them in here for now. 2% attack speed. That's probably not quite good enough for anything. Alright, Zarka.
The Maraketh honor me.
Level 3 Spirit Gem. I feel like I should do something with it. Maybe. So what's the idea here? You attack like 5 times to make 5 spectral projectiles. And then you stop attacking, and then after 3 seconds, all 5 of those will go attack and deal 20% more damage. So each attack is dealing 0.4 plus 1.2, so it's about a 60% DPS increase against a stationary target. That's pretty huge. Is that good with Lightning Spear, though? Probably not. I don't know, it could be. One in every 3 shot is a charged shot. That would be fine. I mean, I haven't really even looked at all the options we have. Salvo. Fired in random directions. Don't want that. Shocks caused by supported skills are reflected back onto you. Yikes. Mobility could be nice for Lightning Spear, to be honest. There's also just Lightning Mastery. Lightning Exposure. Right. Elemental Focus. Gamble Shot. Fork Chain or Pierce an additional time at random. Do the beams count as projectiles? Yeah, because they chain. So... because they're chaining between the lightning rods. I don't think I want them... forking. Or do I? Could that be really... that might be really good, actually. I kind of want to try it and see, like, does it make the whole thing explode at once? It might. I need strength because we're starting to notice I can't equip spears.
Fight to the last.
We don't want that. Use the horn to clear the dirt.
In all my wanderings, I've not seen anything like this.
I thought I clicked. There we go. Alright, I gotta take a quick break and I will be right back. And we probably won't be able to play too much longer, but I'll play for a little bit more. Okay. Let's go... What do we do next? Go somewhere with the desert map. Deshar. Okay, we'll try that. So it's got a chance to fork, pierce, and bounce. The question is, when it forks, will each fork then chain?
Aye, I'd be fine with that.
Like, these are the things I don't know. Like, is that doing more than if we didn't have it? I don't think it's doing anything different. I'm just purely going on the time-based amount. But I don't think when it chains, I don't think it's forking into multiple pieces when it chains. I think by the time it starts chaining, it's already done doing that anyway. So that would be useful potentially for my lightning spear. But I don't think I need it for... In fact, I mean, lightning spear's just got one that's just damage, right? Yeah, let's try that out. Let's see what it does. Well, it still kills things in one shot. It might be better, actually. That might be pretty good. Gamble shot might be the truth for lightning spear. The unremembered. Artificer's orb. Oh. Sorry, that's not as exciting as I thought it was. I thought that was a jeweler's orb. And I was like, yay, more support gems. Give me that charge. The other nice part about my strategy with killing bosses with this thing is that means we can tune Lightning Spear to be better at clearing groups of enemies, which I think Gamble Shot is, but Gamble Shot is going to make it worse at clearing one individual enemy. But the good news is, we don't need to clear one individual enemy with Lightning Spear, because now we have a different way to do that. This is gross. I am a fan of gambling, apparently. Gambletron 3000 is back, baby. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Why did I just use that skill? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm panicking. We're in full panic mode. I can't seem to get away from these turds. Double bubble trouble is not fun.
Take this.
Ah, don't die. Let's put shocks in here. There we go. quiver, a bow. I mean, that's about as bad as you can roll on lightning damage, right? Like, it's just, yeah, it's tier 10. I think it's the literal worst lightning damage affix possible. Alright, now we need to find, I think it'll be over here, where we're going. I forget what comes after Deshar, but find out soon. Hey, get off me. Yeah, regarding the order of operations, I feel like I sort of understand it, but there's still so many weird interactions with the way all these different skills work. What I would really appreciate would be something like, you know, Magic the Gathering has this site that's run by Wizards of the Coast, I think, called Gatherer. Scryfall's better for like looking up cards, but it has rulings of like common questions people might kind of be curious about, you know, with how the rules work with this card, and it has a bunch of those like already there. And I would love something similar for Path of Exile 2, where people start compiling different spell and skill interactions that people might run into. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, if you use this one with this support gem, here's how that works. It works the way you'd think it would, and it's great. Or it doesn't actually work. Don't try it. Because right now, the best you can do is just hop on the Discord and hope you get an answer. And that just feels really like there's a lot of information where I'm like, I have no way to even know if this is going to work. And you might say, well, just test it. And with some of these things, you kind of can't. You definitely can't test the DPS very well, because we don't even have what... No, you're right. I do need to go back to Deshar. I forgot the thingy. What is it? The person? Actually, wait. What do I need to do? Oh, yeah, we still need that. So yeah, it would be nice if there was some compendium of knowledge that people were accumulating somewhere, because I'm sure a lot of these questions have been answered at some point, or theory crafted and tested, but then those answers don't actually get saved anywhere, and so nobody really knows. We're not compiling our knowledge of how skills interact. Someone needs to start a project. And don't say you could do it, because I don't play enough Path of Exile to be the person behind that. There's a rare. Get shocked.
That was almost a challenge.
Still gotta find that letter. I guess I should grab this life flask, because that's... Yeah, that's actually a better one than what I have right now. Oops, wrong button. Still getting used to my new pull the weak button. And the mana flask. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna need any upgrades to that until we get to the next tier. Oh. There's rare. Cool. I have noticed we're not one-shotting things quite as often with the gamble shot. But that being said, I think it's still better because I end up hitting more stuff on big screenfuls of enemies. Which is the main purpose anyway. Okay, I feel like I missed it. Haven't we kind of been... I guess it could be right here. Yep, it's right here. And of course I can't get down from this area. Alright. The last place we look. Classic. Alright.
The path to Desha.
What does this do again? I forget what it does. We give it to somebody. Is it you?
Welcome. Why would I fight to the last?
Yes.
Oh, we never got the quest. That's why it's not popping up.
Who goes there? You find I have.
There we go. 2 skill points. Heck yeah. Alright, so I can get all 3 of these. So that's an extra 49% damage against shocked enemies. Nice. Plus, increased duration of shock, which is useful. What is that? That might be good. That seems like a lot of DPS. I'm gonna hold on to that. Put it in. I'm ready for a warrior. I've got a lot of mesas lined up.
Browse as I'll unburden you.
I will go ahead and attempt. Nope, I don't care about that. Although, what is low life count as? 35% or less? That actually might be better. And it recovers it. Yeah. I'm actually in for that. Because when you're panicking and you're at low life, then it'll restore way more than I need, which helps you take another hit.
Take care.
And then Wind Dancer has an open slot. What might we do with Wind Dancer? Always maim on hit, blind on hit. Those are both reasonably useful. Are there any level 3 things we might want to do with it? Trigger Quill Burst after you retaliate with thorns. That's not going to be happening. For now, let's just go with the simple maim. So that we're using our support gem slots. Storm Rune goes there. Robust Rune. Cool, cool, cool. Jin Baria. Don't need that. None of those do anything for me. Sweet! Okay, I do think Path of Morning is where we want to be. This will probably be the last zone before I have to go.
Straight through the eye.
Straight through the eye. The way she says heart sometimes sounds a little bit like ass, which is really funny with that voice line. Wow, where are the enemies, man? This zone is empty. Jeez. I have a lightning spear ready for all of the enemies, and they're absent. Yeah, you're not the only one that hears that, for sure. Oh, another spirit gem. This is a weirdly empty zone in terms of enemies. I should probably open 5 chests. I'm so lazy. I did see a magic chest back there, but I didn't even open it. It does sound like she's saying something else sometimes. It's one of those voice lines where if you don't know what she's saying, you could certainly misinterpret it. This is a snooze fest of a zone. Is it normally that empty? Wow. Alright, maybe we can kill this boss. I still have a couple minutes. This is better. This is what we like to see. Trigger the sisters here.
Lightning strikes twice.
I always don't understand this one because nothing happens. I always expect like some sort of drop, you know, whether it's a skill gem or a rune or some sort of currency, but it's literally like, no, you just killed them and that's it. I'm sure they have a better loot table than like a random enemy, but or maybe not, I don't know. But that just feels like a weird event. I got 10% lightning resistance? What? I don't see anything up there. Do you mean permanently or temporarily? Like the fire, like the temporary fire one in the bog? Oh god. Get out of there. Look in chat. What? I am looking. Oh, you mean this chat? Sorry. What the heck? Wow. Could they have hidden that any better? Wait, does it show up? Okay, it shows up right there. Interesting. Did I do that in Act 2? I did, okay. It's weird that they don't drop an item that you use to give yourself the 10% resistance, because that's how the other ones work. That seems... I don't know. Confusing in a way that doesn't seem to have an upside? Like, why not just drop the item that gives you 10%, like the frost and the fire one? Weird. Well, sweet. I'm glad to take 10% resistance. And like, yeah, that totally fixes my complaint about not having a guaranteed drop. It's just interesting that like I've made it through this much of the game not even knowing there was a benefit to it. I'm sure I noticed on my first league run by just looking at the map, because I was pretty, what's the word? I was pretty hardcore about making sure I got all those, but in this run, you know, we're just going fast or whatever. Alright, well, that's something I gotta get behind next time. Get marked, get shocked. 3, 4, 5. Shock, 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 shock. Mana potion. Need some more arrows. Shock, shock, shock. Mark. Q. This is seeming to work pretty well. If I can get around your hand. Jeez. Boom. Get wrecked. Not even a challenge. Sweet. Alright, well, we will probably call it there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Always a good time. There will be more PoE streams in the future.
No need to rush. I'll unburden you. Take care.
I should probably upgrade. Oh, I can't. I'm not high enough level yet. I was gonna say upgrade my lightning spear, but we can't yet. Alright, cool. Cool, cool, cool. See you later, Dave.